acknowledge yourselves before we continue?
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. Okay, so imagine that it's 1989 in the Sierra Nevada desert. You see out in the distance Polynesia. You feel cool tropical breeze and the smell of coconuts. This is none other than the Mirage. This resort was a game changer for the Las Vegas Strip. So in this speech, I will inform you why its impact was so historical for the time. First was its conception and funding, its amenities to hotel guests, the shift from gaming to non-gaming, and finally its long-lasting legacy. So to begin, the Mirage was a dream envisioned by the controversial Steve Wynn. We will not get into his controversies or any allegations in his speech. In his interview with CNBC's Michael Eisner, he spoke of how this dream came to be. He parked his car in the Sands Avenue parking lots and saw land that he just purchased from Howard Hughes. And he thought to himself, how do I provoke people to engage with their curiosities? So that's when the Mirage came to be. The Mirage was Steve Wynn's way to provoke the senses, to have guests ask themselves, is the inside of this hotel as cool as it is on the outside? And so funding the resort was a feat all in itself either. It scared Wall Street and was doubted by a lot of investors. The Las Vegas Review-Journal further explains that high-yield bonds, or junk bonds, pose a high risk but high reward model. So what that means is that it is high interest. So if you miss a payment, it will accumulate over time. Very risky at the time. Although it wasn't Steve Wynn's first time using them, nor was it the first hotel to use junk bonds, but it took a lot to convince Wall Street and investors to fund the project with $63 million in junk bonds. Analysts predicted at the time that the Mirage had to have made $1 million in profits a day to just keep up with its debts. So once funding was secured, the Mirage became to rise from the Nevada desert and opened in November of 1989 with 3,000 hotel rooms, a volcano that erupted, high-end restaurants, and high-end entertainment. It was also home to the famous Sigmund and Roy production, lasting from 1990 to 2003. After its closure, it later was reimagined to the Beatles' Love Show by Cirque du Soleil, which was there until its closing. So Travel Weekly stated that Roger Thomas was the designer of the Mirage, in charge of the theming. The goal was to bring natural lights, high ceilings, and a focus on a welcoming atmosphere. A big departure at the time from the current hotels, which was Caesars, Flamingo, that had the typical low ceilings. The lobby was also home to an aquarium that set the tone that guests would expect a botanical garden, a botanical paradise, if you may. The entrance was also this large glass dome encasing this cascading waterfall. So, as we explored previously, the Mirage is definitely more than just a casino. And with that, it benefited a lot from its non-gaming. UNLV and gaming historian Jeff Carter was able to speak with Steve Wynn and understand the funding behind his project, the profits and the revenue. He was able to generate $80 million in its first year alone, half of which was from gaming and half was from non-gaming. So the Mirage definitely brought in a new type of clientele who were seeking luxury and upscale accommodations. Wynn even stated that half of the revenue, which was 40 million, contributed to the gaming. So it did prove that there was a cause and effect to where if casino owners were to invest in non-gaming, they would have the return on investment, which was seen where after the Mirage, a lot of resorts were implementing more upscale amenities. And so finally, that is why Mirage, in its success, began to introduce the mega resort era, inspired the Venetian, the Luxor, the Bellagio, and really set the expectation of what guests wanted in Las Vegas. So Travel Weekly points out that the Mirage popularized the Y-shaped resort tower. It was not the first tower or first of its kind, but it did popularize this emphasis on guest comfort. So in this diagram, you'll see the subtle transitions that you'll notice that every hotel since the Mirage adopted the Y-shaped tower. Michael Goldstein from Forbes magazine confirmed the unfortunate fates of the Mirage. As it turned 33, the MGM sold the hotel to the Hard Rock Group for $1 billion. And as he states, change was inevitable in Las Vegas, as it's constantly catering to new tastes and demographics. The hotel will be demolished to make way for the new Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, fitted with a guitar tower and modern amenities. We have yet to know what will come of this project. It's still pending and it's still under construction. So the Mirage was revolutionary for its time. It redefined the hospitality in Las Vegas, from its conception and funding, its amenities to hotel guests, and then shifting how casinos made revenue. And finally, its long-lasting legacy. Although it is disheartening to hear that the Mirage will go away soon, or it has already gone away, sorry. It is much different compared to the fates of the Tropicana and the Riviera, which were imploded to make way for newer developments. Change is inevitable, but the impressions of the Mirage can still be found when you visit Las Vegas today. If you were to visit the Venetian or the Bellagio, you will still find those pieces of the Mirage that makes Las Vegas successful today. So thank you both of you for coming to my presentation. Yes, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Will, what do you think?
That was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I liked it.